More importantly, what you need to understand is how to ask the right questions without hurting the feeling of the other person.
So we have seen you in roles like CFO, CEO, whole-time director, and lot many things, but we don't know more about you as a person. You as a family man, how do you bring those values to work?
Work and the family life both are intertwined. Some values from my family life is like humility and empathy.
How your leadership journey has been in this transition from engineering to finance.
So what engineering has taught me is being logical and analytical. So I keep saying education never goes wasted. Every experience adds value to you.
So how do you bring the stability, change, transformation, and what keeps it balanced?
You know what our chairman BKG keeps saying, that if we don't change ourselves, somebody else will change us. Chairman always has been telling about 2 T's. Are 2 very dear to his heart.
If Welspun were a movie, which genre it would be? If you had to teach AI value, what it would be? AI is definitely going to be another transformation within transformation. There's something new that's coming up. I'm not sure how many of us are aware about it. Is LITE.AI. What's your thought on it?
The suffix that is LITE.AI is what
Hi everyone and welcome to Converse with Pro 2.0. And today we have with us Mr. Altaf Jiwani. So we have seen you in roles like CFO, CEO, whole-time director, and lot many things, but we don't know more about you as a person. We would like to know you as a family man. How do you bring those values to work?
So thank you for having me here. See, it's there's a lot of intertwined. The work and the family life both are intertwined. It's for example, some values from my family life is like humility and empathy. That is what influences my leadership at work. Many times at home, I keep getting reminded by my wife Reshma that this is not your office. So that only reflects that how I carry my style even at home. So that's why when I say that both work and life are integrated, so they both influence each other, and it's very rarely you'll find that you can separate them out, at least for persons like me.
Right. So you bring the humility for sure, Altaf, because we have seen you at work and personally observed you at work in terms of humility. And there's something very interesting that I came to know, that you're associated with Aga Khan, network, and with the Welspun Foundation also. Anything you want to talk on that too?
It's a very, actually, I've been associated in social service for more than 2 decades now. It's an interesting perspective which I got after I joined the social sector. Normally in commercial organization, if there's any expense which is over and above the budget, we call it as adverse variance.
Okay.
It's shown as negative. In social sector, in my first meeting, when CFO was presenting the performance, and he had shown that actual expense was lower than the budget, and he had shown it as favorable variance, adverse variance, sorry. When actual expense was lower than budget, it was shown as adverse, saying that I was actually taken aback that how come if the expense is lower than budget, why is it being shown as adverse? So when I pointed out, the chairman of the Akhan Foundation actually told me, Dr. Awad Ahmed, saying that Altaf, see, the resources which have been allocated to our jurisdiction is at the cost of some other jurisdiction. So if I'm not spending, that means I'm depriving my beneficiaries to get those impact. Absolutely. And therefore, it is important for me to ensure that all those things which I've planned should trickle down to the ground level.
So that's your other side.
So that brings the perspective in the life very different. So it brings balance in the life. So I'm not saying that we can do it in commercial world. It will be disaster. But this kind of opportunities brings back balance in life, and therefore it has played a very crucial role in me personally, developing me as a person, which has helped me create one of the styles which I picked up is being a consensus builder. That probably has come from my engagement with the social sector.
So you do spend time with people over there. You do contribute something.
So it's I spend mostly weekends. So it's like offering my wisdom and expertise and
Nice.
knowledge and technical skills to build capabilities with those social sector organizations which require that. Because there's enough of tangible resources which are available. There are people who are
Absolutely.
willing to contribute. There are not many people who are willing to contribute from the time perspective, from the knowledge perspective, from the wisdom, and that is where I think I've been able to achieve that balance in life.
And you do contribute in Welspun Foundation too.
Yeah, foundation. So it has come when I joined Welspun in 2015.
Right.
I spoke to Dipali and I shared my experience with social sector, and I was lucky that she agreed for me to join the foundation. So it has been a wonderful journey, both within Welspun Foundation as well as with Aga Khan Foundation.
Great. That's a personality I'm sure people in the office, very few of them would be knowing, at least those who are working closely might be aware, but not all. So
So
that,
that's probably our trait. Even if you see Welspun
yeah,
Foundation, not many people know
about it.
the kind of activities which you do, and those are very impactful activities. So that's by nature we are like that. We do and we don't communicate
That's
when we
true.
do for society. So,
That's amazing thing at
uh,
Anjare, especially when we go for Praramb and we see the activities done over there. It's truly
mhm.
amazing. So, it's always a pleasure to know a leader to whom you are interacting with. And while I was doing a little bit more deep research on you, maybe in terms of understanding you, you're an engineer. You did your engineering, then you joined as you worked into finance. So you didn't choose one, you're mastering both, and you're riding both the boats, and you're doing great in both the aspects. And what you started and what you're doing, it's truly amazing. What's your views on it, like, how your leadership has journey has been in this transition from engineering to finance?
So it's an interesting question, Hiral. Uh, it's like a classic story of man proposes and God disposes. So after doing my engineering in 1988, I joined an IT company, and those days the software development were all commercial. So credit, debit, fixed asset register, this was all Greek and Latin for me. So I decided to study finance with the plan to go back to IT, but I got fascinated with finance, and for last 3 decades I've been in finance. So what engineering has taught me is being logical and analytical. What finance has taught me is to quantify the impact of the decisions which you take or the initiatives which you take. It has also helped me create that eye for detail, and it has helped me look at the risk and mitigation, the governance part. So as you grow higher up in the organization, Hiral, every function is important. You may have
Absolutely.
anchor, which is a one function, but it is important to have the working knowledge for all the functions. More importantly, what you need to understand is how to ask the right questions without hurting the feeling of the other person.
Absolutely, very
That is
important.
what you need to learn. And so both this education, so I keep saying education never goes waste. It adds value to you. Every experience add value to you. So yeah, as there was no plan as such, it has
Yeah.
happened by default. But today what I'm doing is completely different from what I was doing say 5 years ago.
Yeah, but
So
I completely vouch your points up, because when we hear you in our reviews or in discussions, in meetings, in open forums, when you're addressing people, you've always talked about way forward. You always talked about the next into the future. It's not always about, in fact, in small discussions we say that, जहाँ हम सोचना खत्म करते हैं वहाँ सर सोचना शुरू करते हैं. So it's something like that which we often hear about you. And driving large transformation into the organization, a big organization like Wellspin, uh, you decide there are a lot of bold changes that are needed. There is stability is also required, and especially in the AI evolving transformation. So how do you bring this stability, change, transformation, and what keeps it balanced?
that's a great question, Iral. I keep saying the ability to remain anchored despite all the chaos around you. That is something which is very important for all of us to learn in
Yes.
this world. The see, men, uh, change. you know, by nature is very painful. So as a human being, we'll try and keep avoiding such changes. So I keep, what our chairman BKG keeps saying, that if we don't change ourselves, somebody else will change us. So it is important that we change, we take the destiny in our hand, and make those changes to remain relevant at any given point of time. So it is not that past success will guarantee you about future.
Hmm.
So today, fortunately for us with AI, we can take initiatives to improve productivity multiple times, 3x, 4x. We can deploy AI to get enhance the consumer experience.
Hmm.
We can get deeper insight in our respective businesses in the industry
Hmm.
using AI. So those are tools which are available at our disposal. When we try to deploy those and remain ahead of the curve, naturally we become the winner in the entire industry. And our ability, the chairman always has been telling about two T's: talent and technology. These
Hmm.
are two very dear to his heart. And fortunately, we have this kind of platform available with us, where we can use the technology across all the businesses within the industry to remain ahead of the curve.
Absolutely. So this brings me to the discussion point. You've been a founding member for Welspun Transformation Services Limited. The word itself, transformation, states the journey, and we call it Welspun GCC. So you've been the founding member. You've seen the transformation. You've seen the changes. How has it been for you?
Oh, this has been, it's like chalk and cheese. So the name, your name itself has transformation.
Yes.
So you guys have not only transformed yourself, like what started as a journey for efficiency and standardization, way
Correct.
back in 2019, for as a shared service center, today has actually transformed itself and also transformed many of the businesses within our group companies. So it has become an incubator for ideas for deploying Gen AI. So some of the ideas which have been deployed, and we have a very unique model, unlike many other organizations, because we are actually looking at from the lens of the business team. So it's not techies sitting somewhere in Bangalore and
Yeah.
then preparing a solution and then implementing. We always look at, sit with the business team, look at what problem they are facing in real
Correct.
life,
Correct.
and then try to solve that problem. So that actually has created a kind of portfolio of deployment of AI, where, for example, Sorin Patel has, under his sponsorship, has used AI layer for his TBM tool. Nitin Agarwal has deployed for first time right tool in DI pipes. Under sponsorship of Dipali, INA line, the allocation of resource based, skill based associates for INA line has been deployed over there. We have many such cases, like Lalit Mahajan has actually co-curated a program for forecasting cotton. Subbarao has done the same thing for forecasting coal. So we have many such successful examples within the group, where the business team with their domain expertise and the technical expertise of GCC has been able to co-create this solution, which is having a huge impact at the bottom line. There are recently, I know GCC team has developed a tool for Vanshika in Christie, and some of these applications actually, can be deployed horizontally across the group. So we have 16 businesses. So, for example, WellHire, which is the tool which has been used for first level interviews, can be deployed horizontally across all 16 businesses.
Correct.
So, to have this kind of platform where the team uh, is using their domain expertise, and with the technical team, we are able to convert individuals' knowledge into institutional knowledge. We are able to create those deeper insights in the business. We are able to give the consumers much enhanced experience compared to what we have been able to give earlier. So this is a unique opportunity for us. And recently, BKG had actually allocated substantial capital for building more such AI use cases. But for me, AI is not just identifying a use case and deploying it, in a standalone activity. It is to identify a end-to-end process, which will have maximum impact on the business or on customer experience or on the bottom line or growth, and then deploy AI layer across that entire process end to end. That is where we will see the maximum impact of AI.
Right. That's true. The AI is definitely going to be the transformate another transformation within transformation. But yeah, that's going to be a great journey. While you've quoted multiple times in terms of your lessons of leadership. One thing I'm curious to know, like, no, people say it's not easy to work in a promoter-led company. Some say it's great, some say it's not. There are different views. I mean, both the sides you have positives and negatives. Based on your experience, what's your view on it?
So, Hiral, I've been always working in a promoter-driven
Yeah.
company. So I keep saying, some karmic connections. I was 10 years with Harsh Goenka, 9 years with Sanjeev Goenka, and last 11 years with BK Goenka. So that's probably some, that's pretty much my career.
Connections.
So my first job was Crompton Greaves, where I was for about 4.5 years over
Yeah.
there, which is Thapar Group. So working with first generation entrepreneur, the adrenaline rush which you get, Hiral, if you get used to that, you will not enjoy anywhere else. The hunger for growth, the execution speed, the agility. So I've seen situations where we don't mind doing mid-course correction. So
True.
if you are taking too much time in thinking and then starting execution, people will question. If you
Absolutely.
have got into execution and miss something and done mid-course correction, nobody is going to question for that. So you'll always find people with their sleeves rolled up in trenches. That is a DNA, and once you get used to that, you'll never enjoy anything else. The kind of you know what we have achieved under leadership of BKG in 4 decades, 16 businesses, many of them global leadership positions, $5 billion revenue, and 6 locations in India, 3 in US, 2 in manufacturing locations in Saudi, and 35,000 employees across all these businesses. It's really a commendable journey, and each one of us, everybody, have actually contributed in this journey. But it is possible only when you operate under a promoter-driven organization.
Right.
And many of the, in fact, private equity shareholders actually have come to now value uh, that kind of speed and the hunger for growth, which can get multiplied only when you have such leadership.
Absolutely. So for the viewers, it generally happens that the next generation that's coming into, there is always a bias that we should go into, for the new joiners coming into the system, the inflow. They always have a decision or a dilemma to choose into, to go with a process established organization or a promoter led organization. Because there are a lot of rumors that the companies with promoters may not be process oriented, but I mean, that's not
Yeah,
true. I mean,
yeah.
being a part of it, I can proudly say that it's not true. But what are your views? I mean,
So honestly, I keep saying, what is important here is each one of us to have a promoter mindset and
yes,
professional behavior. So promoter mindset is growth oriented. Promoter mindset is solution focused.
correct.
And I have seen personally the importance BKG has always laid on services, on systems, processes, controls, risks, and governance. In fact, we were one of the first few companies where we had established sustainability ESG committee at the board level.
Hmm.
So environment, social, and governance. Uh, that was way back in 2020, and these GCC, not many business houses even now have.
True.
Whereas we started this journey 2018, much before it has become a buzzword now.
Absolutely.
And Ahmedabad is one of the
Yes.
best places to be in right now for
Correct.
GCC. So it is clearly what he's looking at is to create proper governance structure, governance framework with risks and mitigations, controls, the kind of autonomy which he gives to independent directors in audit
Yes.
committee. I have never seen many promoters doing that. So we are one of the few companies which has 100% independent directors in all the committees. So except for ESG, where Dipali brings in a lot of expertise,
Hmm.
every committee, audit committee, NRC, they are all 100% independent directors. So that is a kind of autonomy which BKG has given to the independent directors, because he wants to build a system-driven, process-driven
Correct.
organization without losing the speed and the agility and the entrepreneurial spirit for the group. So the ability to execute project at speed and at scale, that is our hallmark, and that
Yep.
will remain, that will keep defining us
Yeah,
in
so
future as well.
that breaks the myth that not all companies are same. They have their own culture, and we have an amazing culture of experimenting, trying, innovating. And I know it personally, having lived the life within this culture. It is really like that, where you can go, try, error, okay, it's okay, come on, stand up, try again, and let's achieve it.
True.
So every word you have quoted is actually implemented, and that's amazing. Uh, Something amazing is happening in this year, and very recently we have launched on 26 Jan. We launched our new logo of Welspun at 40. Can you share some more insights to that?
So it's a great defining milestone for us in our history. We have now grown $5 billion revenue, as I mentioned, 16 businesses, 35,000 employees, with manufacturing footprint in India, US, and Saudi. Our products are exported to 50 different countries in the world. This is the moment to reflect on what we have achieved collectively, but more importantly, what we are capable to achieve more in future. So I would say we are a 40-year strong
Young.
organization, but it feels as if we have just started.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of energy which is still there, and we have it is moment to reflect on what we have achieved, and prepare ourselves for the future. So it is the moment for inculcating that sense of belongingness, the motivations to do even more in future, and also to honor all those who have been associated with us in this journey in the past. So it's a matter of great pride to be associated, to be part of that organization which is celebrating this milestone in this year.
Milestone.
And this is we'll see the year long celebrations culminating into a Founders Day in December 2026.
Absolutely, absolutely. Looking forward for it. And as Wellspun is growing, I mean, we're celebrating 40 as a year, and there's something new that's coming up. I'm not sure how many of us are aware about it. Is LITE.AI. What's your thought on it?
Oh, this is Vanshika had actually launched this LITE.AI logo in last Founders Day last
Okay.
month. And while our core values, that is epitomized in LITE, will continue to be our North Star, the suffix that is LITE.AI
AI.
is what actually captures the essence of what we are going to do in the next few years. So every process which we do, actually, we want to have AI first approach. That is going to be our future. And in the same meeting, in the launch during launch, BKG actually allocated substantial capital to for every business to find out what use cases which they want to deploy in their respective businesses. And there are a lot of proposals which have come, which are under evaluation right now. And we have about say 7 or 8 AI deployments across the group. This will be ramped up to say 10x in next 12 to 18 months time. So exciting time to come, and
Yep.
the suffix AI will actually be the guiding principle for our future.
Yeah, so I think it's a message for all of us to, fasten up our upskillings now, so that we can match up to, be a part of this
Yeah.
race of LITE.AI.
Yeah, I keep telling Nitin that Nitin, you'll have to, there'll be so much of proposals which will come your way that
Yes.
you'll have to now add, add your resources to make sure that all those initiatives are implemented
Absolutely.
simultaneously.
And as
So
you stated, working all together, so it's equally for the entire Wellspun umbrella. So it goes for all the manufacturing, all the units that we have, whether it's textile, corp, enterprise. So everybody is going to speed up their AI tracks now, I would
true.
say.
So we are lucky to have a very forward-looking top leadership who is always willing to embrace
Hmm.
technology, and at the same time we have been lucky to create this kind of platform which can co-create this solution along with the business team. So Today, GCC is embedded in all the staff functions.
Yeah.
So finance, HR, procurement, merchandising, MDM. With In the coming years, you will see GCC is focusing more on the line functions, that is manufacturing as well as marketing.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things which needs to be done in the front line as well as on the shop floor, and that is where I believe we need to pivot towards building those kind of AI use cases for line functions.
Absolutely. So it'll be a partnering job where, people will have to partner in being a partner into this transformation of AI, because nothing is achievable if we don't work together. So
True.
that's a great message for all, for sure. And based on your whatever you quoted recently in terms of LITE.AI or in terms of Welspun 840, where do you see Welspun next 5 years? And I can vouch on it because, back in some of your video interviews, you quoted some figures for the Welspun growth. And today we are actually there on the numbers which you quoted. So I would like to forecast the future right now. If you can quote something, where do you see Welspun in next 5 years?
So, see, the yardstick for success, Hiral, is like shareholders' value,
Yeah.
which now has got broadened by saying it is a stakeholders' value.
Hmm.
So, because everything, one common denominator can be what you're doing for the bottom line as well as planet Earth. So, every business which we are in, how do we become the leaders in those respective industries in terms of creating shareholders value or the stakeholders value? Like, for example, WLL is now world number one in sustainability.
Yep.
So it's a matter of great pride for the country as well as company that we have
Absolutely.
a company from India which is among the top in the world. So Welspun Corp actually has become world number one in line pipe. Similarly, Welspun Enterprises, they have many trend-setting projects which they have executed. They are
Yeah.
currently executing Asia's tallest sewage treatment plant. Recently, the Cable State Bridge, which was inaugurated by Prime Minister
Prime
Modi
Minister.
ji. So that was also first of its kind in the country. So every business, our ability to scale up and create a global level leadership position is demonstrated multiple times. We expect now with GCC's ability to create with this AI, workforce, the team, large team contingent which has been built by Nitin and Praful and Neha, should help all our businesses build those kind of AI initiatives within their respective businesses, and some of them will be deployed across horizontally across the group. So for me, the in 5 years, not even 5 years, in say 3 years, uh, if Welspun GCC gets started getting quoted by others of as an example of how to deploy AI in business, and where you will receive request for them to visit all our 16 businesses, that how AI is put to use in those businesses, that will be the yardstick for me to be successful.
Oh.
So I'm looking forward to those days where Welspun GCC and Welspun Group gets quoted when it comes to deployment of AI.
Amazing. I'm just visualizing everything in my head right now in terms of animations happening with the bag. But I think it's very soon for sure, because under your leadership, under our chairman's leadership, I think we are getting right guidance, right approach. We have Nitin at GCC leading from the front, from the location, and from the leadership front for GCC. I think we're doing. We will surely achieve for sure as a part of it. But that's amazing. Uh, something, how does it feel? I mean, let's talk about your emotions, your feeling, having a global view of the entire Welspun umbrella. Okay, what's happening here, what's happening there? What's your feeling? How do you feel when you see all the data at your fingertips?
It's a never-ending excitement. So, that's the beauty of having this vantage, operating from vantage point, is that you get to know uh, many good initiatives which are happening, and one of my mandate is actually to cross pollinate those best practices across the group. So the kind of work which the Sorin and Abhishek and Sandeep Garg are actually doing on Welspun
Yeah.
Enterprises in terms of deploying digital twin for their projects is really trend setting actually, and really inspiring. So in fact, we have decided that GCC team will send some of their people who will be understudy with their
Yeah,
and pick up this skill set so that it
they
can be
can.
rolled out, deployed in other businesses as well. So many such initiatives actually, when you see, it inspires you to do even more and better. The kind of growth, I keep saying, Chairman BKG, he has many horses in his mind. He doesn't have enough
Yeah,
jockeys. So the kind of, he is always bubbling with ideas.
true.
And so one of that, which I'm currently working on, is that how do I create that leadership pipeline. I'm working with him and all the leadership team,
Yeah,
senior leadership within the group, to create leadership pipeline, create fungible talent who can actually be given those opportunities. As we keep growing, we want everybody to grow along with us.
absolutely, absolutely. So, when it comes to looking back at the history, when you started, do you feel that what would be one advice that you could give it to yourself in the going back to those days, that what else could I have added there, which is going to change to today,
So uh,
a career
it is
advice?
for my personal, if I have to reflect
Yeah,
and see what advice I would give to myself when I was starting my career. Probably it would be to learn to unwind. That is something I would like to,
right.
in my passion to remain embedded in the business. Somehow, that's one
Yes.
piece which one cannot ignore. And uh, so I'm making attempts now.
Yeah, you're super.
Probably it's never too late to learn something new.
You're super. I mean, you have such great humility, Altaf. Like, whenever we interact with you, it's never like, we are talking to the GO. It's never that feeling. We always feel very, you're very grounded, very down to earth. You come in the office, you're very, I mean, one instance I remember, we had a family gathering, and, you're having a review going on, and you just came out, talked to everybody. I'm not sure how many family members even knew who you were, but that's an amazing feeling. So your humility is there every day. So I can go on and on, but I'll hold my emotions for now, and I want to go to a rapid fire round, which cannot be a miss for sure. So if who wins at home, CFO or CO?
None. My wife wins. At
Oh,
home,
that's true.
it's a universal phenomenon. So,
Okay. If Welspun were a movie, which genre it would be?
oh, it'll be action thriller. No doubt about it. The kind of never-ending excitement, the suspense, the thriller, the
Thriller, yes.
excitement,
A
and
positive
and and
thriller.
the execution bias. So
Yeah.
it's an action thriller straight away.
Okay. One leadership word which you are tired of hearing.
It's synergies actually has become cliche. So while people tend to use it as a filler
Hmm.
rather than what they really mean about it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because you are at the leadership, you're hearing those words again and again. So there's something, oh, this is done.
So
If
while it's
you,
important,
yep.
I'm not saying that it is important,
What to do?
but very rarely it gets acted upon.
Hmm. If your career had a subtitle, what would be?
Subtitle would be solutionist.
Okay. So we can name it as Altaf Jiwani's journey and solutionist. And that's true. A boardroom debate or a factory floor discussion, which energizes you more?
Both, because see, the ability to zoom in and zoom out is extremely critical. So particularly in Welspun Group, when you're on 30,000 feet, you will be asked a question of ground level. When you're at ground level, you'll be asked a question of 30,000 feet. So that ability to zoom in and zoom out. So, and I keep sharing this with all my buddies who join us new. Some of my synthesis of how to, what is our DNA and how to thrive in Welspun Group. So
I
this is
cannot
one thing which
hold myself but ask you more on it. Can you elaborate more on zoom in and zoom out for people who don't know much about it?
so it's like the ability to know what is happening at the ground level, at the same time keeping the strategy also
Hmm.
at back of your mind. So for example, I know the way BKG comprehends plans in his mind.
Hmm.
Not, I have not seen that kind of ability. It's a very rare ability. But he will actually convert it into smaller task,
Hmm.
and then gradually he'll keep on unfolding once those are achieved. It is
Okay.
only after the full picture is visible to everybody, then people realize how grand the plan which he had in his mind. So that ability to, because if you make a, if you open up everything, probably people will get overwhelmed. uh, the, that it is too humongous to solve for.
Hmm.
Whereas you break it into smaller points and convert it into smaller tasks, people can find, execute those. So that having the, knowing the ground reality, at the same time having a big picture in the mind, both are critical.
Thank you for
Mhm.
elaborating that. One thing that instantly relaxes you after a long day.
It's a action movie.
An action movie after a tiring day.
So
Oh.
it's yeah.
And that's why you called Welspun as an action thriller.
So it continues.
It continues. Data overload or decision overload?
No, I don't take it as overload actually,
Okay.
Hiral, because at times you have to take decisions without adequate
Hmm.
data. Uh, so
True.
there is no such situation where, and if you keep on asking for too much data, then you are deferring the decision. In the process, you are actually delaying the impact at the ground.
Correct.
So that judgment on when to take the decision,
Hmm.
despite having say less data or ambiguous data, is what leadership is actually. So there are multiple definition of leadership. This is one of them, in my view.
No, that's true. A
One which has
balance.
stuck with me is actually the leadership definition is to inspire others to do what you want to do.
Oh, that's quite deep. To inspire others to do what you want to do. Oh. You need to be a neuro. You need to be a magician for that. You need to learn the art of it. And I'm going to block a session with you for detailed understanding on it in terms of learning how to do that. You
Incidentally,
know.
my wife is a psychologist,
Oh
counseling psychologist.
wow. So that's where it comes from.
So some inspiration. But when I keep telling that she had initially she was not working,
Hmm.
so I keep saying that probably one case was keeping her busy. That was me. That's why she didn't work. Now she has started working.
No, but I
Yeah.
mean that
Hmm.
that's a very powerful word. I'm taking it back with me. That's inspiring others to do your to achieve your goals or achieve your ambitions. One word that describes your leadership style.
One word. Difficult to say in one word.
There are many I
Uh,
know.
I would say uh, equanimous.
Okay.
So I remain calm and composed despite the stressful situation.
Equanimous. Nice. If you had to teach AI value, what it would be, like one leadership value of AI?
It'll be inspirational leadership. Yeah,
Inspirational.
yeah.
Yeah, again correlating to your word. And
Huh.
and the last one message for everyone who's listening to this podcast, all the young leaders, all young folks.
It is enjoy what you're doing and do what you enjoy.
Thank you so much, Altaf, for your time, for coming on this forum, talking to our people. I'm sure people are going to take a lot of messages out of it. They were one-liners, but very powerful one-liners from you. I'm sure I'm going to pause it multiple times. I'm going to pause, play, hear it again, decode it, remember it, and I'm going to make notes of it. As a practice, I'll definitely make notes of certain points on my chat book. And with this, thank you so much, Altaf, for joining us on this podcast of Converse with Pro 2.0 with Welspun GCC. Thank you.
Thank you, Viral, for having me. It was a pleasure interacting with you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.